Hey Flosstube, it's Emer and I'm back again with another episode. It's been a while since I last updated, largely because I was finishing my thesis, unwinded a little bit after that, have been working somewhat. So things have been busy, things have been good though. I'm in a different spot to where I usually am when I film. I'm usually on my bed, which you can see in the background, but I got a new desk recently. So I said I'd try filming from here and see how it turns out. Okay. So like I said, things have been really busy. Cross stitch hasn't been my focus, but I still have some things to show you guys. I've been doing a lot of sewing of masks for myself, friends, families, and people have asked to buy masks. I wasn't a very good sewer when this pandemic started. I had a sewing machine. I could feed the fabric through the sewing machine, but I wasn't anything terribly neat, but I've definitely improved. I'm going to show you some of the masks because they're cute fabrics. May as well. I don't have obviously all the masks I've made. Most of them have gone to their new homes, but I'll show you some. Fun pink fabric. All of them just have like white elastic to go around like that. If you see varying quality, this one has very varying quality because I forgot to put the fabric wrong sides out to then flip inside, so it just got sewed together like that. You can see the threads, like the edge of the fabric there's a bit fraying, but sure, who cares. This one is nice and neat, very proud of that one. Cute fabric as well. This is one of my favourite fabrics. Little birds. My mother is very big into bird watching, so I've got some different bird fabrics and I've used a couple of them to make some masks for her, but this is definitely our favourite fabric out of the birdie bunch. And finally, out of my masks, cute little floral one. I have a couple more that are in the wash. A couple plain green ones. I think I might have a different bird patterned one. Some duplicates of the same fabric. Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys. I'm quite proud of how my sewing has improved over the pandemic. Shame it's just had to be sewing masks. I got this really nice frothy Galaxy hot chocolate. So good. So delicious. So what I was actually working on earlier this evening was a little crochet octopus. It was for a friend of my boyfriend, and she wanted a black octopus. And normally I do not particularly enjoy working in black yarn, but this was really easy to come together. I think the lighting definitely helped, but it was also quite a small little piece. It was easy to find the holes. I think he's so cute. I love the little white eyes glowing. He's very cute. So that's a little commission. I had another commission earlier in the week for crochet, and the lady who commissioned them, I don't have her pieces, I gave them to her since, but she wanted an ice cream cone, some of which I have here. I believe she got like a mint coloured ice cream scoop, as well as a donut, and she got again a mint donut, but I think she got stripy chocolate lines rather than sprinkles. I think these were so cute. I keep meaning to pick one for myself and I keep forgetting, but look how cute they are. Why I have so many crocheted sweet treats was I was supposed to be having a vendor stall at a convention where I would have sold these among other things, but sadly that didn't happen for obvious reasons. I also have just some other little octopodes. Very, very cute. Okay, so that's that for the non-cross stitch stuff. I will start with whips. Like I said, cross stitch hasn't been my focus. I've been very tired lately, and you know when you're tired, the last thing you want to do is focus on those little squares. But I've done a little bit. So I'm going to start with the Baba Yaga's house. I've been working on the roof. It's very slowly coming together. It's a little bit easier now that I've gotten onto the roof because those little like shingle tiles follow a pattern, and I can almost zone out and just stitch along those patterns, and I don't really have to think about, should I put a stitch here, do I not, unless I'm at the very edges. So it's nice being able to tune out for the middle of a row. I'm going to spend some time working on this week and probably this weekend as well. I wonder if it's a reasonable goal to say I could get the roof done in a week. I bet I could if I really focused on it. The only question is, will I be able to focus on it? Just seeing it now in the camera though, I really, really like how this is looking. Like that eye pops. Ooh, it's looking at you. Yeah, it's a fun piece. It's fun fabric. I enjoy it. I've been working kind of 2 jobs lately. I picked up some biostatistics work literally the week I finished my thesis. I started into the new project. I took the weekend off and started right back into work again. It's been a really enjoyable project. It's analysis of some clinical trial data, so it's nice to feel that like, oh, this data has relevance to the real world, and like, you know, we might potentially be helping people with this new drug. So that's very exciting. And then I wish I didn't have to, but the contact tracing centre I volunteered at before has opened up again. They are paying us this time, which is very nice, but obviously I would much prefer that there were no need for this centre to open back up again, but it is what it is. It can be quite stressful sometimes. Obviously you're calling people to tell them that they either have COVID or they've been in contact with someone who has COVID and they need to get tested. And some people get quite stressed and upset, which, like, I would. I wouldn't. I make these calls, I'd be like, oh no. But I like being able to be there at the other end of the phone to reassure them, to explain things, to answer any questions they have. It's just nice knowing that, well, I think I deliver it in a caring fashion. Yeah, it's nice having a friendly voice at the end of the phone when you're getting bad news, I think. So yeah. I haven't yet taken in cross-stitching to it because we are always very busy. There are never any lulls. Like, we're making the calls, so you get a list. Like, if we reach the end of the list, that means no one has COVID. I hope we reach the end of the list. But no, so I haven't really been able to cross-stitch because we don't have much downtime. But I must take it in so that on longer days when I take my break, I can zone out with a little bit of cross stitch once I'm done eating. Okay, and my other whip is Night Came Down. I've showed this before. I think when I last showed her, I had some of her hair, most of her hair, a portion of her hair done. So I've actually finished the hair and started on her dress. I think it's so funny that the eye is just one little stitch. So it's very pretty, and this is like that. There's her eye. It's on 40 count, so it's not the best to work at if my eyes are tired, if I'm tired. But I really, really love, I've discovered a love of working on linen. So despite it not being the best for tired eyes, I actually really enjoy it. And I've been working on it without a hoop. If I'm using Ada, I use a hoop. Linen, I've been freehanding it, and it's quite nice. I enjoy it. Okay, so that's it for whips. I haven't touched some of my other whips. I just haven't been stitching often enough, and I almost didn't film this because I thought, do I really have enough progress made in my whips to film it? But I wanted to film it. I have some FFOs to show, and I had some of my sewing and crochet to show, so I said, yeah, I'll film it. May as well. Okay, my phone camera ran out of battery, so if my camera angle is slightly different, apologies. I was just moving on to FFOs when my memory ran out. So my first FFO is the Sacred Bee. Something I finished. I showed in this channel after I finished it, but I hadn't fully finished it. I talked about how I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it, and ta-da! I'm so in love with this finish. The lighting is perhaps a little bit harsh, as it is not quite as bright green IRL, though you can see the little bits of like mottling on the fabric. Oops, she's upside down. The fabric is perhaps somewhat closer to the greens of the stems, the flowers the ladies are holding. Either way, I really, really love this. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, my sewing skills have been improving since lockdown because I've been sewing a lot more. So you can see just like, I'm really pleased with how those seams turned out. I could not have done that a couple of months ago. I couldn't have. So all those masks paid off. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. It's gorgeous. That's it. That's the video. Next up is Fluffed. I was stitching it, and the last time I talked about this piece, I said I wasn't sure if I was going to include the border around it, and I didn't. And you'll see why. Isn't it adorable? I found this frame in Pennies, Primark, if you're not Irish. I don't know if it goes by any other names. But I found the frame and I realised it was perfect for this piece. Like, look how well they match. It's amazing. So whenever I had the sheep done and I had stitched, I blue screened for a moment there, and once I had stitched out Fluffed, I said, right, I'll try putting this in the frame and see how it looks. And once I put it in, I realised that if I were to stitch up black, it would fit, but it would look a lot more crowded. And because of how busy the frame itself is, I wanted to give it space for the frame and the sheep to speak. I really, really, really love this. It's adorable. I cleared off a bedside locker and I put it there along with this little guy. It's a sheep flower pot. This is just so precious. I love it. So that, along with like a little pink candle, sit on a bedside locker, and I call it my sheep corner for obvious reasons. It's very cute. I love it. And finally, this FFO I actually completed, going to say 3 years ago, and it is Geometric Heart. I don't remember the pattern designer, but I'm fairly certain that Geometric Heart is the name of the pattern. I got it on Etsy. Should be easy to find with a search. I really should have looked it up before this video. I didn't. Sorry. This was done on 18 count oatmeal Aida. Don't know how I remember that so clearly, but I do. And I love it. Love, 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 love it. I remember it was really fun because I stitched out the black outline first, and then once that was done, I would like pick a segment, find out what colour it was, and I didn't have to pay attention to a pattern or anything. I could just stitch. Also, I keep seeing this triangle and thinking it's empty. I swear it's not. It's a really pale pink. I didn't forget to stitch a triangle. Oh, it's so cool. I remember vividly finishing this. I got home from work one day. I had like some triangles over there. I think it was the darker floss, the blended floss. And I was like, right, yeah, that'll take like an hour tops to finish. 5 hours later, I finished. Don't know how I managed to misjudge so severely how long it would take. But with every hour that passed, I knew I was getting closer, and I was just more and more determined that no, I will finish this tonight. And I had the frame. The frame was bought in the newsagents, oddly enough. I don't know why they had a photo frame section. And it was quite expensive actually, and I got it at €5. Yay, sales. And I really like it. Matches quite well with the fabric. Ooh, now that I zoom in close, I'm like, maybe that fabric could do with a little iron. Can't remember if I ironed it when I finished it. It was a couple of years ago. I might have been young and dumb. But yeah, I really like it. I brought it to Dublin from my family home because it was sitting in my old bedroom being unloved, and it's a heart. Hearts need love. So it's actually now in my living room, sitting on our mantelpiece. I had these frames in the living room, and one of my housemates, she was tidying the living room, she decided, I didn't decide, my housemate decided that she wanted this and my Here There Be Monsters piece to sit on the mantelpiece at either end of it. And that just warms my heart. Alright, with that terrible joke, I don't blame you if you clicked away. Not at all. That's all I have to talk about for today. It's quite late. I'm quite tired. I think it's time to put on pajamas. Oh, once I've finished my hot chocolate. Stay safe, everyone. These are crazy times. You can put any adjective in. I'm sure we've heard them all by now. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, look after one another, be good to each other. See you next time. Bye.